It's time now for Fort Stockton High School Panther Baseball on KFST, AM and FM, KFSTradio.com, and KFST's YouTube page. Panther Baseball being brought to you by Alamo Tire and Auto Repair, NG Miles at Turnkey Realty, Airlawn Furniture, Appliance, and Outdoor, Amistad Motors, Bienvenidos Mexican Food Restaurant, Big Ben Concrete, RA Radiance Med Spa, Bucks Loop Center, Cactus Health Services, Citibank, Concept Inc., Contessa Ready Mix, CTG Express, Designer Carpets and Interiors, First National Bank, Fort Stockton ISD, Fort Stockton Insurance Agency, the Guadalajara Mexican Grill, Heritage Funeral Home, Hernandez Sanitation, Joe's Place and Cantina, Julie's Easy Press, K-Bob Steakhouse, M&J Trucking, by M&J Fast Loop, Pecos County State Bank, Permian Basin Abstract, Ram Country of Fort Stockton, Salceda Family Medicine and Urgent Care, Sawyer Insurance Agency, the Steakhouse Restaurant, Triple G Oilfield Supply, West Texas Eye Care, and by Weiss Tire Pros. Now stay tuned for Panther Baseball. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Ken Ripley along with Darren Hodges, and we are here at Panther Field in Fort Stockton today for the Fort Stockton Panthers district baseball game with the Monahans Lobos. The 3-4A standings right now in baseball. Seminole and Andrews are on top of the district standings at 4-1, and now Andrews is at 5-1 because they've had a victory today. And that was, I believe, over Pecos, 8-4. So they're now 5-1. Greenwood is at 3-2. They're in third place. Pecos is now sitting in fourth place at 2-4 in the district, and then Fort Stockton and Monahans at 1-4 in district play. So, Darren, it's a very important game for these two teams. Another loss in the district could potentially, eliminate these two teams from the playoff situation.
Well, it is, and we need to beat Monahans. I think we can practically eliminate them and tie up with Pecos, and we got to start winning some games.
Yeah, we really do. And, of course, the Fort Stockton Panthers did defeat Monahans the last time we played them in Monahans. It was our only district win, and it was in extra innings. I believe it took 9 innings, and it was an 11-3 win. So the Panthers did score a lot of runs in extra innings there in that final inning to defeat the Lobos.
They did, and then I think the next game was an extra inning loss to Pecos. So,
yeah.
We've had some close games, but the last two games we haven't scored any runs, and we need to take care of that today.
Well, Darren, they did move this game up to 5 o'clock today instead of the 7 o'clock time. They were concerned maybe about some severe weather or some rain. We have had some drizzle today. And it is overcast, cloudy skies, and a temperature of about 59 degrees with very, very breezy conditions today.
It is. And I thought maybe they moved it up to 5 so I would show up late and miss the game. You broadcasters have been doing that to me lately.
All right. Well, we'll be back in a moment. We've got the lineups for both teams when we come back from Panther Field on a 5 o'clock afternoon game. The Prowlers will be playing across the way at the very same time today against Monahans. So we'll be back with Panther Baseball in a moment. Have you tried the delicious Jalisco-style Mexican food at the Guadalajara Mexican Grill recently? Their food and service is fast and top-notch. Plus, they're now offering some additions to their huge menu, including the carnitas plate and the fantastic molcajete with beef, chicken, and shrimp. They also now have delicious chicken wings spiced with mango, habanero, buffalo, or barbecue. Top it off with your favorite adult beverages and drinks and desserts. They also have daily specials, and you can dine in or call in orders at 336-6600. The Guadalajara Mexican Grill, 200 East 19th on the Imperial Highway.
If you or your spouse have been thinking about pre-planning your funerals, Heritage Funeral Home at the Big Bend has some very important news. Now is the best time to plan for your eternity and take the financial burden off your loved ones. If you already have a plan, let them review it with you. At Heritage Funeral Home at the Big Bend, they'll work with you so that your final requests are personalized just for you. Call or come by today at 301 North Main or message them on Facebook.
Hernandez Sanitation in Fort Stockton proudly serves a large portion of West Texas with sanitation services, including the oil field. For portable toilets, holding tanks, septic tank service, grease trap service, or large roll-off trash containers, contact Hernandez Sanitation today by calling owner and operator Joe Angel Hernandez at 432-336-3803. Hernandez Sanitation, a proud member of the Fort Stockton community, always supporting all the athletic and extracurricular activities in Fort Stockton schools. Always a good time at Joe's Place Cantina, located in historic downtown behind the Community Theater at 216 West 1st. Enjoy their tacos, tortas, and more, served in 3 areas, including a covered patio and backyard, while listening to a wide variety of music or watching the big game, including Fort Stockton Panther games. Go Blue! Joe's Place is open Wednesdays from 8 to 12, Thursdays through Saturday from 6 to 1, with family time and happy hour only from 6 to 8 p.m. Be sure to look at their Facebook page for upcoming events and information. All right, Darren, we're going to take a look at the Fort Stockton lineup here. Of course, we'll be playing defense first, and the Monahans will be batting first as the visiting team, and we'll be batting, last in the inning as the home team. Gerardo Diaz, a junior, will be on the mound for the Panthers tonight. Michael Patino, a freshman, will be our catcher tonight, and then the first baseman will be Aiden Villarreal. He is a senior, and playing at second base, Gama Corral, a senior. And let's see, playing third base tonight, Nick Almendares, he's a junior. And playing at shortstop for the Panthers, Zane Natividad, he's a senior. And also in left field today, senior Kyle Rojero. And in center field, it is senior Rylan Nunez. And in right field, Jandre Reyes, who is a senior. And here's the batting order. Zane Natividad will be batting first, followed by Gama Corral. Rylan Nunez batting third, Gerardo Diaz fourth. Brian Encinas, the DH, will be batting fifth. And then sixth will be Nick Almendares batting seventh, Jandre Reyes batting eighth, Kyle Rojero, and Michael Patino batting ninth. And during our subs include freshman Nick Sotelo, freshman Aiden Hernandez, junior Alonzo Urias, and senior Landon Havens. So the Monahans Lobos now. Bo Inman will lead it off for them. He's their center fielder. Hayden Montgomery is their pitcher. He bats second. Their third batter, Joseph Vinzer, he's the shortstop. Fourth batter is Nathan Marquez, plays at third base. The fifth batter is Aiden Shoemaker. He's their second baseman. And the sixth batter, Jaden Hernandez, the catcher. The seventh batter for Monahans, Branson Porras. He's the left fielder. The eighth batter for Monahans, Jason Munoz, the right fielder. And Rylan White, I believe, is the ninth batter. He plays at first base. And their subs include Elias Deonda, Logan Basewicks, Huden Branham, and Alex Madrid. Now, I don't know if they left out a letter or if it's Hudson or if it's Hudden. Maybe it's Hudden.
I thought you said hoodlum for a minute there.
No, well, I mean, he didn't put an S in there, so I'm assuming it's Hudden Branham. All right, so we'll be back. We've got Fort Stockton Panthers versus the Monahans Lobos on a cloudy day, 59 degrees in Fort Stockton, northeast winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. It's a cool afternoon here in Fort Stockton for this time of the year.
Really is, and we need the rain, but wait till the game's over.
Yeah, all right, we'll be back in a moment.
Julie's Easy Press Cleaners is ready to serve you with all your laundry cleaning needs. From drop-off to pickup, you'll enjoy not having to do the washing, drying, or pressing. It's done for you. Whether it's a party, office meeting, or lunch with friends, show up dressed for success. Because at Julie's Easy Press, they know when you look good, you feel good. Julie's Easy Press, 1101 North Front Street, or call 336-6601. Hey, Fort Stockton. Hungry for a deal that satisfies every craving? K-Bob Steakhouse has you covered with a 2 for $20 meal deal. That's right, choose a starter like crispy potato skins, cheesy quesadilla or zesty fried pickles, and pair it with an entree. The juicy 6-ounce sirloin, crispy catfish platter, or maybe the hearty chicken fried steak. The choice is yours. Your entree also comes with your choice of sides, baked potato fries, or green beans, all for $20. So grab your friends, family, or come solo and treat yourself at K-Bob Steakhouse in Fort Stockton. Come by today. M&J Trucking Services supports our Fort Stockton Panther and Prowler athletic teams and wants you to know that there's a locally owned and operated oilfield trucking company that can handle your vacuum truck and water hauling in the surrounding area. It's M&J Trucking in Fort Stockton, offering 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week vacuum truck and water hauling service. Contact M&J Trucking today at 290-4510. M&J Trucking, owned and operated by Martin Ibarra, proudly supporting the Fort Stockton Panthers and Prowlers. Need a quick, efficient oil change? M&J Fast Lube at 116 West Dickinson is here to serve you. Martine and Julia Ibarra invite you to stop by. They have great service, and they offer auto oil and lube services with the top major oil brands. They also offer state inspections and vehicle washing and cleaning. Or you can get your vehicle completely detailed. It'll look like you just bought it. That's M&J Fastly, 116 West Dickinson, supporting Panther and Prowler sports. Go Blue! The Pecos County State Bank has been serving Fort Stockton, Pecos County, and the surrounding area since 1926 with local, customer-friendly banking services. They also have branches in Sanderson, Sierra Blanca, and Van Horn. The Pecos County State Bank is proud to support the Fort Stockton Panther and Prowler sports teams by sponsoring sports broadcasts on KFST and sponsoring video streaming services with the radio broadcast on YouTube. Go Panthers and Prowlers from the Pecos County State Bank. All the bank you'll ever need. Member FDIC.
Permian Basin Abstract Company is located at 600 West Dickinson and is available to handle all your real estate closings. They have a full-service title company and are experts at handling all the tricky parts of title work. Great customer service is their #1 goal with local manager Penny McKnight. Permian Basin Abstract has locations in Andrews, Seminole, Pecos, and the local office in Fort Stockton to serve all area West Texas counties and have all records available. Call 432-336-3301 or go by Permian Basin Abstract, corner of Monahans Highway and Dickinson Boulevard.
At Ram Country Fort Stockton, we have master certified techs, extended service hours, huge service capacity for your Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. It all adds up to same-day service. Get it fixed right. Get it fixed quick. Ram Country's got a huge inventory of parts and certified technicians to get you back on the road. No games, no gimmicks, just same-day service. Plus, no wait time, no appointment necessary. Drive out today or visit RamCountryFortStockton.com.
All right, Darren, we're about to have the first pitch of our ball game this evening. And if we do have good weather, I believe we're going to have a JV game to follow this one. And we certainly hope the weather holds out for this ball game so we can get it in today. Well, we do have some scores coming in softball. Seminole is leading Greenwood in the top of the fifth, 6-4. We did have many early start times to these games today due to weather concerns. Andrews over Pecos in softball, 3-0 after one complete inning. Now let's see. We did have a final score today, I believe, in baseball. It was Andrews defeating Pecos 8-4 today. And so, that puts our district baseball standings at Andrews on top at 5-1, Seminole at 4-1. Greenwood at 3-2, Pecos now 2-4, Fort Stockton 1-4, Monahans at 1-4. And our softball standings, by the way, and our Prowlers are playing on Prowler Field just across the way. And at the same time, Andrews, Greenwood, Monahans, and Seminole, a four-way tie for first place, and Fort Stockton and Pecos tied for last at 1-5.
We need a win. Very important game, really, for both teams. And I was talking to not Gerardo Diaz, but Jerry and his mom, and she's predicting good things for today.
All right, Bo Inman steps up, the center fielder for the Monahans Lobos, to face Jerry Diaz on the mound for the Panthers today. And Inman, a left-handed batter, and right away Jerry hits the batter, and Monahans has their lead base runner aboard on a first pitch, batter hit by pitch.
Jerry never liked that guy, and I think he's sending a message to Monahans. We're not going to put up with anything today, but it's a cold day.
Yeah,
I imagine it's
is
a little tough to get loose.
Yeah, and I don't know how much he warmed up. It didn't look like he warmed up too much before the start of this game. But here we go with the next pitch. There's a strike down low. It's a nice strike in the low part of the strike zone to Hayden Montgomery, who is the opposing pitcher today for Monahans, and it's 0-1 on Montgomery. There's a pitch that looked very similar, but it's a little bit low this time. 1-1 on Montgomery. Batter, a runner, I should say, at first base being hit by a pitch. That's Inman, the center fielder. Looks like he's got some speed, Darren, on the bases. And here's the pitch. That one is popped up. Foul ball, and in right field. It's in foul territory. Caught by the Fort Stockton right fielder. Good job there by Jandre Reyes. Moving over just across the foul line to make that catch.
It is. Jerry's dad is here now, so now he can relax.
And there's one out on Monahans with a runner at first here in the top of the first inning. And now Joseph Vinzer steps up to the plate. He is the shortstop for Monahans. Nathan Mark is on deck. There's a swing and a miss. Count goes to 0-1 on Vinzer.
Vinzer.
Yes.
What language would that be? What's a Vinzer?
Probably German. I don't know. 0-1. Here's the pitch. And that's a strike called. You should be the expert on foreign language today. You're wearing a Scottish beret.
Well, I was asking you. I know the answer, but I wanted to see if you knew the answer. And you didn't.
That's a foul ball against the screen, and it's 0-2. We're broadcasting today on KFST AM 860, KFST FM 94.3, also on KFSTradio.com, our website, and on our YouTube page, KFST AM FM, and I believe that was a strikeout.
Catcher forgot that he thought that was out 3.
Yeah.
And he just kind of rolled it back to the pitcher, and the runner goes to second.
Yeah, so there is a runner at second base now with 2 outs. Of course, our catcher today is Michael Patino, or Bubba, I guess a lot of people call him. Nathan Marquez steps to the plate. That one is fouled out of the park by Monahans, and it's 0-1.
Well, they moved over here from Pecos. That's, I think, Coach Rick Patino's grandson. And glad to have him here. Freshman starting catcher.
0-1. Here's the pitch. Fouled against the screen. 0-2 for Monahans' Nathan Marquez. He's their cleanup batter and is their third baseman. They're trying to get Inman. They've got him in scoring position at second.
I'm trying to get Outman.
Yeah. Here's the pitch.
He's out of there.
Oh, he's out.
Jerry pitched a great inning.
That was a
really
beautiful strikeout right there. And that is it for Monahans. They leave one stranded at second. We'll be back in just a moment. If you're needing personal attention to your medical needs, visit Salceda Urgent Care and Family Medicine in Fort Stockton at 703 North Main. They can help with life's little urgencies that cannot wait for an appointment. They provide urgent care, hormone optimization for men and women, vitamin supplements, family medicine, chronic care for all ages, including cholesterol treatment, blood pressure, diabetes, thyroid optimization, and treat many other conditions. Call for appointments 360-3029. Walk-ins are welcome at 703 North Main. Sawyer Insurance Agency has 5 locations in West Texas to serve you, including 706 West Dickinson in Fort Stockton and 1502 South Stockton Avenue in Monahans, along with offices in Pecos, Midland, and Lubbock. They offer the most complete line of commercial and personal insurance from workers' comp, general liability, business and personal auto, commercial property, equipment, oil and gas, farm and ranch, and home insurance. Contact Clyde, Nathan, or Travis Sawyer today by calling 336-7543 or 943-9600. The Steakhouse Restaurant announces the addition of a very affordable express lunch, served Monday through Friday from 11 to 2, priced at only $7.99. It's fast and affordable with perfect portions. The lunch choices include 2 cheese enchiladas with rice and beans, 2 beef tacos with rice and beans, 2 chicken flautas with rice and beans, half a quesadilla, beef or chicken with rice and beans, a chicken breast with long green chili, rice and cucumber salad, or a half chicken fried steak with mashed potatoes and cucumber salad. Come by, sample the express lunch at the Steakhouse, 1100 West Dickinson. Well, Darren, Jerry Diaz had a really good inning pitching for the Panthers there. Now, he did hit the one batter with a pitch on the first pitch of the ballgame, but otherwise, man, I mean, he had a fly ball in right field, which we caught. Then he struck out 2, so that's really a good inning for Diaz.
I think it's strategy. They a message, they were afraid to dig in, and then he just blew it past them.
Oh, yeah.
That's a tough pitcher.
Well, he really did have some pitches that were very hard to hit, but still were in the strike zone.
Yep.
There's a ground ball into left field, and let's see if we can make it. And that is an overthrown ball, and it is wide to first base. It would have been a single anyway, but Zane Natividad on that the errant throw from shortstop made it on over to second base. So it's a single and an error on Monahans.
Well, it was right to the first baseman, but it was the first baseman in softball, and that's the wrong field. You got to throw it to a player on this field.
Yeah. All right, Gama Corral stepping to the plate, Darren. He's our second baseman.
Is he going to bunt?
He's a senior. He could.
I think he's going to bunt.
We'll see. All right, here is a runner at second for the Panthers. He does show bunt, and it is picked up by the pitcher, and he is thrown out at third base. So that bunt was right up the line there, but the pitcher did a great job of getting it over to third base in time for the out on the lead runner.
Well, he started his slide too early, really, and but the bunt was too close to the pitcher, made it an easier play.
Yep, so no sack bunt there for Gama Corral as he tried it, but we were thrown out at third base. There's the breaking curveball for strike one on Rylan Nunez, our center fielder. Rylan has hit some home runs this year, and he's a really good batter. And we've got a runner at first with one out. Here's the pitch on Nunez, and the runner quite a ways off first base there, and they throw it out to first, and the runner, Gama Corral, back in time.
Nice play. It looked like it could be. Pitch was up. Had a chance to maybe run on that one.
1-1 on Rylan Nunez with Gerardo Diaz on deck. And here's the Monahans pitcher, who is Hayden Montgomery. Throws another one, and that's a ground ball. It'll be in the gap for a base hit, and that has got a slow roll to it. And here's Fort Stockton rolling into second and third on that play. That was a slow roller, Darren, out to left field, and it's a single for Rylan Nunez. And on that play, Rylan is able to go on over to second. Gama able to go on to third.
Really a nice play. I get, we've been swinging at the first or second pitch nearly swinging at all of the pitches, and we're getting our bat on the ball most of the time.
That was the third pitch to Ryland that he singled out into left field. Slow-moving grounder out to left. And here's Gerardo Diaz stepping up to the plate. Gerardo, our pitcher today, the cleanup batter, with runners aboard at second and third. And here's the pitch. It's outside. Ball one on Gerardo. Jerry. Yeah, Jerry.
Jerry Seinfeld Diaz.
He is a junior pitcher for the Panthers today. And again, we've got runners in scoring position at second and third. Gama Corral at third. Rylan Nunez at second. Here's the pitch from Montgomery. There's a boomer out to left field. It's going to be just a tad foul, about 10 or 15 feet foul. Man, that was a deeply hit ball by Jerry Diaz.
Really, he crushed that one. He just got around on it a little too much.
That's an M&J Fast Lube foul ball. We've had two M&J Trucking Company singles in this inning. It's 1-1 now. Here's the pitch from Montgomery. Ground ball right to the third baseman, and they're going to go to home plate with it, and they will get the out at home plate. And that'll be out number 2 on the Panthers. And they got another out there at second base as Jerry Diaz tries to stretch that to second base, and that will be the third out. 2 pickoffs in that inning, actually 3 pickoffs in that inning. We'll be back in just a moment with more Panther baseball.
When you need supplies in the oil field, the choice is clear. Choose Triple G Supply and Services in Fort Stockton. They have all the oil field supplies you need, including general oil field supplies, PVC pipe and fittings, hydraulic hoses, generators, safety equipment, household supplies, and much more. They also have roustabout services available. Triple G Supply and Services is right here in Fort Stockton at the west end of Dickinson at 1048 Crockett Avenue. Delivery is available to your location. Call 336-8280 for Triple G Supply and Services. Doctors Josh Pass, Brian Cherry, and Hewlin Pass are optometrists serving the West Texas area. Visit West Texas Eye Care at 605 North Main in Fort Stockton or 611 South Oak in Pecos. They offer complete and thorough eye examinations for the whole family, including therapeutic optometry, eyeglasses, contact lenses, laser surgery consultation, and screenings for macular degeneration and diabetes with an in-office lab. Call to make an appointment today in Fort Stockton at 336-3662 or in Pecos 445-3662.
At Weiss Tire Pros, they've been servicing vehicles reliably for generations. They're family-owned and operated for over 35 years, and they're here to make certain your cars and trucks keep their promise to you. They're more than just tires, offering full automotive services, so they keep you focused on the road ahead. They carry all major tire brands. For whatever you drive, Weiss Tire Pros has a tire to fit your needs. With Weiss Tire Pros, they're here to help keep you safe on the road. Visit the store today in Fort Stockton. We's Tire Pros. Love the drive.
Well, Darren, we certainly got unlucky in that first inning with basically 3 pickoff plays by Monahans on the bases there.
He did. Home, third, and second. Man, that's a tough, rough break.
And here is Aiden Shoemaker stepping up to the plate for Monahans. First pitch, I believe, was ball 1. Here's the next throw, and that's a strike called. I believe it's now 1-1 on Shoemaker here in the second inning. It is scoreless after 1 complete. Here's the pitch, and there's a swing and a miss. Fort Stockton certainly had lots of chances to score in that inning, and things just didn't go well.
They didn't.
1 ball, 2 strikes, I think, on Shoemaker. And now we've got a 2-2 count. After that was a ball.
Interesting enough, his dad is a bootmaker, so that's kind of weird.
Here's a little ground ball, and it goes to the third baseman. That's a great play by the Fort Stockton third baseman defensively there. And that'll be Nick Almendares throwing over to first base to Aiden Villarreal for out number 1.
Yeah, the shortstop was back, so it was a nice job of Nick to go over there and cut that off early. And otherwise, it would have been a very close play.
Well, we've got Jaden Hernandez, the catcher, stepping up now for Monahans. That first pitch from Jerry is high and outside, 1-0. Branson Porras for Monahans is on deck. 1 out here in the second. Monahans batting, and there's a pitch that's a little bit low. It's 2-0. Looked like a good pitch.
I thought it was good.
Darren, we've got a cloudy day here. A little bit of drizzle earlier today. That pitch is
strike
in there for a strike. It's now 2-1.
Well, we're leading Monahans in softball 1-0 after 1 inning.
There's a swing and a miss. He might have fouled it off. It's now 2-2 on Jaden Hernandez. Jerry Diaz on the mound for the Panthers today, and a cool day, upper 50s with winds coming out of the northeast at 5 to 15, 10 to 15 maybe. Kind of a breezy day, which makes it even cooler.
Feels pretty good here in the press box.
You know, and we're expected to get possible 32-degree weather on Sunday morning.
Ooh.
And there's a swing and a miss, and that'll be a strikeout for Jerry Diaz. That'll be the 3rd strikeout for the day for Jerry. That's a real nice job. Just threw 5 batters and has struck 3 of them out, Darren.
Well, it is, and you know, Lobos are like dogs. They always are trying to catch the ball with their mouth rather than hit it. So
6 batters, not 5. 6 batters. All right, Branson Porras steps up to the plate. That pitch is outside. 1 ball, no strikes.
Jerry's all around the strike zone, though. He's doing a nice job of moving it around.
Yes, he is. All right, here's the throw. That's a strike called, and it's 1-1. You know, he's been doing a real good job of putting that ball down low in the strike zone.
Yeah, he's keeping it on the edges. And
that one just a tad too low, 2-1.
Yeah, he's really making. Umpire's got to watch because these are all close.
They are. 2-1. Here's the next pitch from Diaz. That's down a little low as well. It's now 3-2. That's the 24th pitch, I believe, by Jerry Diaz. Here's the throw. That's a strike called. All right.
Batter wanted to walk. He don't want to swing.
Yep.
He wants a free ride.
3-2. Here's the throw. That's down in the turf, and it's a walk given up by Jerry. All right, so now Jason Munoz, the right fielder for Monahans, steps up to the plate. 1 runner aboard with 2 outs in the top of the second, and we have no score in this game.
We're going to score in the bottom of this inning, though.
Here's the throw.
Good pitch.
That's a good strike call right there on a pitch that's low and inside. 0-1 to Munoz. Rylan White on deck now for Monahans.
That's a good-looking pitch.
And that's a throw by the catcher out to first base, the runner back in time.
0-2.
0-2, yes.
Yeah. Beautiful strike.
Here's Jerry with the next throw. That's a ground ball foul down the first base side. And still 0-2 on Jason Munoz. I believe you said the Fort Stockton Prowlers were leading Monahans 1-0 in softball.
That is correct, sir. What a pitch.
And that's another strikeout by Jerry Diaz for out number 3 right there, the 4th strikeout today. We'll be back in just a moment with more Panther baseball. Alamo Tire and Auto Repair, now in their new location at 2709 West Dickinson, offers a new and unique $5 club. A low monthly membership includes so many advantages on repairing your vehicle, like a 25% discount on the posted shop hourly rate, a 12-month or 12,000-mile warranty on parts and labor on most repairs, and many services for just $5 and other services for free. Check out the $5 Club today at www.pay5dollars.com at Alamo Tire and Auto Repair, 2709 West Dickinson.
Hey Panther fans, this is Rudy Franco with Amistad Motors, inviting you to come out and take a look at our pre-owned inventory. We have a good selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs. We have several certified pre-owned units that come with an extended warranty. So if you are in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, drive on over to 2110 West Dickinson or give us a call at 336-9000. Amistad Motors, friends serving friends. Go Blue!
When you need the best and most expert real estate agent, Angie Miles is your local professional with many years of experience. Angie is knowledgeable and keeps up with all area properties. She has over 30 years of sales experience and serves Fort Stockton and other towns like Pecos and Alpine. Angie can show any listing and can list your property right away, including residential, commercial, or farm and ranch properties, and offers property management. Contact Angie Miles today, Turnkey Realty, 804 North Main, or call 432-290-8038. All right, we're back with more Panther baseball, and here come the Panthers. Brian Encinas will have a blooper out to the second baseman, shallow center field, and he is out on the first pitch.
Yeah, it's one of the few times they've made a play. Most of the time we just ran into the play.
All right, so we're in the bottom of the second inning now. Still no score in our ball game. The Panthers, we had 3 pickoffs at the bases in the last inning. They were when we were trying to make it to another base on a bunt and some things like that, trying to make it home on a play, and we just weren't able to get that done.
Yep.
And,
but everyone's putting the bat on the ball. We're putting the ball in play, so we'll get some to drop.
0-1 on Nick Almendares, and now it's a 1-1 count. So Brian Encinas flies out to second base, shallow center for out number 1 here in this inning. And there's a swing and a miss by Nick, and the count goes to 1-2. Jandre Reyes is on deck for the Panthers, and it is Hayden Montgomery pitching for Monahans. Nick, our 6th batter in the order. And here's the throw. That's a ground ball to the third baseman. Let's see if he can beat that out. Nope, it's an out recorded. That's a good play by that Monahans third baseman. He fielded that nicely. Nathan Marquez on the run and then threw it over to their first baseman, Rylan White, for out number 2.
They've had 4 really close plays at the base, and we've got some runs coming, I think.
All right, Jandre Reyes, a senior right fielder, now stepping to the plate for the Panthers, facing Montgomery. That's a strike on the outside corner of the plate, and it's 0-1. Kyle Rojeto is on deck now. This is batter number 7, Jandre Reyes. Here's the pitch. Ground ball goes to the shortstop for Monahans, and they've got to hurry, and they get it. And so it's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Monahans against the Panthers. We'll be back in just a moment.
Airlawn Furniture is Fort Stockton's newest destination for furniture, appliances, mattresses, electronics, and more. They've been serving Pecos for over 30 years and look forward to doing the same for the lovely people of Fort Stockton. Enjoy free local delivery and installation, monthly specials, lease-to-own options with no credit needed. Visit them in-store at 1206 West Dickinson next to Lowe's or call 432-299-1181 or online at airlawnfurniture.com. Make the quality choice, Panther and Prowler fans. Choose Airlawn. Se habla español. Do you know where you can get a great lunch special for a very affordable price? At Bienvenido's Mexican food restaurant, of course. Their lunch special is served Monday through Friday during lunchtime. Monday is the grilled chicken salad. Tuesday is the taco plate. Wednesday, it's Bienvenido's nachos. Thursday, it's the hamburger basket. And Friday, it's the enchilada plate. You can come by Monday through Saturday from 9 to 11 a.m. for a delicious Mexican-style breakfast. Bienvenido's open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 405 West Dickinson.
From the borders of the Rio Grande, through the Badlands of New Mexico, and all across the Permian Basin, those who need quality concrete delivered on time and within budget choose Big Bend Concrete. Whether they're pouring a slab for a commercial structure or a specialized pour in the middle of nowhere drilling site, Big Bend Concrete takes pride in getting the job done right the first time. So call 432-837-7179. Big Bend Concrete. Solid.
All right, here we go with Rylan White. He had an 0-1 count, and he grounds it to third base, and a good throw over to first base, but the first baseman dropped it out of his glove, Darren. So that will be an error on the Panthers, and Monahans has Rylan White aboard at first base.
That was a little tough break. Really a nice job. Third baseman went down on the ground to make the play.
Yeah, it was a really good fielding play, I believe, by Nick Almendares, and he threw well to first base. We just dropped it out of the glove. There's an attempted bunt, and Bo Inman fouls that one against the screen for Monahans, and it's 0-1. Hayden Montgomery on deck for the Lobos. So Monahans has a runner aboard on a Panther error. And here's Jerry Diaz. Of course, he hit this batter first time up.
Oh, yes.
Here's the pitch. That one is too high, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Hayden Montgomery on deck for the Lobos. We've got overcast skies here in Fort Stockton this afternoon, and temperature of about 59 degrees with winds coming in out of the northeast, I believe. Is that what you said?
That's what it was, yes.
Yeah, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Breezy afternoon, and it's pretty cool. Here's the pitch. Whoa, that was close to hitting the batter, and it's 2-1. I don't think, and Jerry is a left-handed pitcher, but he's a little bit more uncomfortable, I think, with the left-handed batters.
Well, he likes to throw that side of the plate, and it's a little inside for these lefties. Plus, he's crowding it.
And here's the pitch. That's a beautiful strike. 2-2 on Inman. Panthers, of course, Monahans has Rylan White aboard at first base on a Panther error, and it's now 2-2 with no outs. Here's the pitch. That's a beautiful strike right there, and that will be a strikeout. That's the 5th strikeout today for Jerry Diaz, and that's out number 1.
Inman is outman.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Gone.
All right, Hayden Montgomery steps up to the plate. He's the Monahans pitcher. He flew out to right field his last time up. You know, that's where we caught it there in foul territory back in the first. And here's the throw. That's a swing and a miss, and the count goes to 0-1. Diaz pitching pretty well today, it looks like. He's hard to hit today.
He is.
Here's the pitch.
Yeah, they're only base runners, I think. Hit a batter and then an error.
Yeah.
So,
well, we did have a walk. He did have a walk in the second. It is 1-1, and that pitch is fouled up. Count will go to 1-2 now on Montgomery.
Well, let's get him out.
Yeah.
Or maybe a double play. I don't care. Either one.
All right, Hayden Montgomery. There's a nice play out to second. But we did get the lead runner there, but we were a little bit out of position, Darren, and consequently, Jerry had to wait a long time to throw that ball to second base, and therefore we could not get the double play.
Yeah, the shortstop did not get to second very quickly. Great fielding play by Jerry. Nice throw to second for the second out. It is always good to get the leadoff runner.
So Monahans has a runner at first on a fielder's choice with 2 outs now, and Joseph Vinzer steps to the plate, the shortstop. That one is a strike on the inside corner. That's a beautiful pitch again. It's 0-1 to the shortstop, Vinzer, who struck out his last time up back in the first.
It almost would have been better to throw it over to first and get the out there and then pin the guy in a rundown. So if the shortstop can't get there in time.
0-1 on Vinzer. And it looks like the Monahans coach is talking to the home plate umpire here.
Yes, I'm reading his lips and see what he's saying here.
Not sure what's going on, but the umpire is making some notes on his little pad. But this is Vinzer, the same batter.
That was
their shortstop.
That was a non-baseball move. He's telling the guy we're going to go ahead and order pizza after the game, and it's kind of weird right in the middle of the game. But evidently the umpire's going to go eat with them, is what I gathered from that whole conversation.
Well, it's I believe it's 0-2 on Vinzer. Here's the foul ball, and that's a strikeout. That's a third out right there, and the sixth strikeout of the game for Jerry Diaz. Monahans leaves one stranded. We'll be back with the third inning coming up. We'll be back in a moment.
Hi, Dr. Boyne-Polly here. Are you ready to transform your body and feel your best? At RA Radiance Med Spa, we're more than just beauty, we're physician-led wellness. From medically supervised weight loss to energy-boosting IV therapy, we're here to support you every step of the way with personalized treatments that work. Plus, indulge in rejuvenating facials and smooth away wrinkles with Botox for a refreshed, youthful look. A healthy, more radiant you is within reach, all in one place. For more information, please call us at 432-360-0248 or visit raradiancemedspa.com.
Buck's Loop Center is located at 310 West Dickinson in Fort Stockton. They feature quick oil changes, multi-point vehicle checks, inspection stickers, and fuel filters for all vehicles, specializing in mobile oil but with Motorcraft also in stock. Buck's Loop Center is open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. Remember, for reasonable prices and great service, it's Buck's Loop Center, 310 West Dickinson, Fort Stockton. They hope to serve you on every oil change.
Cactus Health is your one-stop health care facility. They care. They offer quality health care for you and your family, including cardiovascular disease care, cholesterol screenings, developmental screenings, diabetes care, family planning, HIV testing, and general primary medical care. Your family is their number one concern. They care. Cactus Health at 700 North Main. Call 336-8110 for information.
All right, we're back with the bottom of the third inning, and we are scoreless going to the bottom of the third between Fort Stockton and Monahans in this 3-4A baseball game. Bottom of the third, and number 8 batter for Fort Stockton comes up to the plate, Kyle Rojetto. He swings and misses on the first pitch from Montgomery, and it's 0-1. And Michael Patino, Bubba, is on deck for the Panthers. Kyle is the left fielder. All right, here's a blooper out to center field, and the Monahan second baseman is there to make the catch. He backed up and made a over-the-shoulder catch for out number 1.
He's got 2 catches like that.
Yeah.
But again, every one of the Panther batters is putting the ball in play, and we've had our share of hits. How many hits do we have, 2 or 3?
Just 2.
But we've really put the ball in play, every batter.
All right, here comes Michael Patino, the catcher for the Panthers, stepping up to the plate. He is a freshman. And here's the pitch. That is ball 1 on Patino, 1-0. We have 2 more freshmen as subs on this team, Nick Sotelo and Aiden Hernandez. This one is in the starting lineup. There's a strike, and it's 1-1 on Patino.
Yeah, looks like his mom is filming or something up there, Ruby.
All right, 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out. Here's the pitch. That's another strike called. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That pitch caught the outside corner, apparently. 1-2 on Patino. Here's the throw. That one fouled out. That's M&J fast loop foul ball. 1-2 on Patino.
Get a hit. Get your first district hit, Bubba.
All right, here's the pitch. Oh, that one is nicely hit out to left field. That is just about 2 or 3 feet foul. Man, that was close. That was close.
That was close.
So it is now 1 ball, 2 strikes, still on Michael Patino, who is our catcher today. Zane Natividad is on deck. We'll be going back to the top of the order after Patino here. We've got 1 out in the bottom of the third, no score in our ball game.
We need a hit.
Last time these two teams went into extra innings in Monahans. Here's the pitch, and that one fouled out. M&J fast slew foul ball by Patino. Coach Jason Payne, the head coach for the Panthers. I believe his third year as head coach, perhaps. And here's the pitch, a curveball on the inside corner for a strike.
I thought that's too high for that batter. I'm sorry. That's a strike on most batters, but that batter's about 6 inches shorter.
Well, the umpire here calling a lot of strikes.
He really is. I don't. He's done a good job, really, on calling the strikes. But
he's been consistent.
But for a short batter like that, you can't call a high curveball.
All right, so that is a strikeout for Michael Patino, and that is the first strikeout, I believe, that Montgomery has thrown today, by the way. Zane Natividad up to the plate now with an 0-1 count. We're in the bottom of the third inning with no score. Here's the pitch, and that is another strike on the inside corner, the umpire says. It's 0-2.
That's a really good pitch. That really was tough.
Zane Natividad, who singled his last time up back in the first inning and was tagged out going to third as the lead runner. And that one is outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Natividad, who does have one of our 2 base hits today. All right, here's Montgomery, and that one is low and outside, 2-2. Gama Corral on deck.
Let's get a hit right here, Zane.
All right, Natividad singling back in the first. Here's now the pitch from Montgomery. And that's going to be a fly ball to center field. That'll fall for a base hit. And the 2 for 2 for Zane Natividad today with 2 straight singles.
I like it. Really a nice job of hitting. Fell behind 0-2 and brought it back to a 2-2 count and then put one out into shallow center.
All right, Gama Corral stepping to the plate now. And he bunted last time up, but it was a fielder's choice. The bunt was played really well because, they did get our runner coming in from third base at home plate. So Gama with a fielder's choice last time up. Or actually, he was the one that was tagged out going home later on in the inning. All right, first pitch is a strike called on Gama, and it's 0-1. So the Panthers now with 3 base hits in the game, but still no runs scored. 0-1 now with 2 outs. And Montgomery, he's really keeping a close eye on that first base runner.
He is. He doesn't want him to get into second.
All right, here's the throw, and that's a base hit into center field by Gama Corral.
Gama. That was a chameleon. That was a big hit in the 80s, I believe, by Culture Club, wasn't it?
But it didn't start with a G.
I'm pretty sure it did.
That was
Gamma, chameleon.
It's not a chameleon. It's a chameleon.
But it was gamma, chameleon.
Comma. Whatever.
It's not. This is not some kind of punctuation deal. It was gamma.
No,
I'm sure it was.
What we're trying to do here is to be accurate, which you're not being today.
I'm not trying to be accurate.
Rylan Nunez, our third batter up to the plate, center fielder. That one is too high.
Be great time for a home run.
It would.
But I'd take a hit.
And Rylan, he can do it too.
Yes, very good. Very good ball.
All right.
He's a great wide receiver this year too.
All right, 2 singles for Rylan, 1 single for Rylan in this game. And there's a swing and a miss now by Rylan, and the count goes to 1-1.
Boy.
We do have 2 base runners, though, aboard. Natividad at second, Corral at first. With 2 outs, though.
We've done a nice job of hitting this pitcher. Now it's time to score.
All right, 1-1 to Rylan Nunez, our center fielder. Here's Montgomery with the pitch. A little bit inside, and it's 2-1. Gerardo Diaz on deck for the Panthers.
Well, he's going to give him a pitch to hit right here, so Rylan needs to be ready and jump on this one.
Being a little more patient at the plate here. And it's 2-1. Here's the throw from Montgomery. That's a base hit into left field by Rylan Nunez, and we're going to hold the runner up at third. So Rylan Nunez, we've got 3 straight singles, and the bases are loaded with 2 outs.
Well, the top of our lineup's really seeing the ball, putting it in play, and so, after 2 outs, we've got 3 straight hits, and the pitcher a little bit rattled.
All right, Darren, 3 M&J Trucking base hits in a row by Natividad, Corral, and Nunez. And now here comes Gerardo Diaz up to the plate, and he is the cleanup batter. We'll see if he can get a base hit here. A base hit could score 2 runs.
Or a home run would score 4.
And here's a long ball out to center field, and look out. This is caught by the center fielder on the warning track, and we will leave 3 stranded here in the 3rd inning. A great opportunity, but we come up empty. We'll be back with more Panther baseball in just a moment.
Your dreams are what power our community. When it comes to buying a home, starting a business, or tools to help with everyday money management, Citibank is a proud community leader for your financial needs. From personal checking and lending solutions to mobile banking and a suite of business services, our goal is to help you achieve yours. Citibank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Concept Inc. is here to help you with all your oil field and residential needs. They provide licensed septic system installations, site evaluations, roll-off container rentals, and porta potty rentals, septic tank and grease trap pump outs. Backhoe services and general construction also available. Contact Kobe Terraces at 432-290-3620. That phone number again is 432-290-3620. Concept Inc. Contessa Ready Mix is now open and ready to serve all your concrete needs. They also offer general construction, precast, material hauling, and sand and gravel. They're located at 2270 Gonzales Loop. For more information, call 432-290-4947. Contessa Ready Mix, owned and operated by Kobe Terraces, serving Fort Stockton and the surrounding area.
All right, we're back with more Panther baseball. We've got Nathan Marquez from Monahans stepping up to the plate next. He's their 3rd baseman, and he struck out back in the 1st inning, so he is 0 for 1, facing Jerry Diaz, and there's a swing and a miss, and the count goes to 0-1. Boy, Diaz has pitched really well today. He's got 6 strikeouts so far in this game.
Really has. Just keep it up.
He's had 2 in each inning, as a matter of fact, and here is a foul ball. Count goes now to 0-2 on Marquez for Monahans, the cleanup batter. Aiden Shoemaker is on deck. Here's Diaz with the throw up too high this time on a fastball. It's 1-2.
I like that pitch on 0-2.
Monahans has left 1 base runner on board in each of the first 3 innings. Here's the pitch, and that is a fly ball out to right center. The right fielder is there. Man, he came over and made a great play on the ball, Jandre Reyes.
See how fast he was? Even his hat flew off.
That's right.
That's how you know when someone's really moving, if their hat flies off.
I'd like to see you run out there with your beret and see if it'll blow off.
You've been making fun of my hat pretty consistently.
Yeah, well, I'm impressed with your Outer Hebrides hat.
Yes, outer. I'm going to put it on as a rally cap in a minute if we don't score in the next inning.
Aiden Shoemaker stepping to the plate now. He grounded the ball back in the 2nd inning to 3rd base and was out. All right, here's Diaz, and that's a ground ball. And here's the catcher picking it up and making a good play. That's an excellent play by the catcher, the freshman Michael Patino, and throws it over to Aiden Villarreal for out number 2.
His mom is smiling. I see her, so life is good.
Good job for Bubba Patino there. Jaden Hernandez, the catcher for Monahans, now stepping up to the plate, and he struck out his last time back in the 2nd inning. 2 down on Monahans here in the top of the 4th. Here's the pitch. Ground ball down the first base side, and it is 0-1. Branson Porras is on deck. What do we got? 50 pitches now for Jerry Diaz. There's a ground.
do.
No, is that a ground ball or was it a fly ball? Fly ball to the shortstop, and that will be the third out. A nice job by Fort Stockton shortstop Zane Natividad. 3 up and 3 down for Monahans. We'll be back in just a moment with the bottom of the fourth.
Are you sick and tired of inflation driving up the price on virtually everything? At CTG Express Oil Change, we have mastered the art of inflation-proof, lightning-fast oil changes. We tell inflation to take a hike with our happy hour discounts every weekday, 11 to 1 p.m., and our service appreciation discounts for local teachers, military, first responders, and correctional officers. We're fast, too, saving you time and money. And remember, at CTG Express, we are the best for the most dependable place to get your state inspection. Come save with us at CTG Express in Fort Stockton.
Designer Carpets and Interiors has become known in Fort Stockton as the remodeling experts. They will be glad to put together a free estimate on just about any remodeling project, always keeping in mind your budget. They also can help with ideas and designs for your project to upgrade your home and add to its value. They also have all types of the latest and most modern flooring, including carpet, tile, hardwood, laminates, custom cabinetry, countertops, and much more. Call Designer Carpets and Interiors today at 336-6591. The First National Bank of Fort Stockton offers rock-solid banking services with a friendly staff and offers extended lobby hours. They're a full-service bank, and it's locally owned and operated, and they appreciate your business. First National Bank of Fort Stockton also operates Brave National Bank in Ira Ann. The First National Bank is proud to support the Fort Stockton Panther and Prowler athletic teams in all their competition and say, go Panthers and Prowlers. The friendly First National Bank of Fort Stockton, 1000 West Dickinson, member FDIC. Well, Darren, the Panthers made quick work of that fourth inning. A fly out to right, a ground out by the catcher. Catcher handled that to first base, and then a fly out to shortstop. 3 up and 3 down inning for the Panther defense. All right, there's a strike on Brian Encinas from Montgomery. First pitch here in the bottom of the fourth, and it's 0-1 to the DH, Brian Encinas, who flew out to second base back in the second inning. And there's a ground ball picked up by the Monahan shortstop, and he will make a throw which is underthrown and will take the bounce, and it will be a safe base there for Brian Encinas on a low throw from the shortstop.
I like it.
And that'll be an error on the Lobos. And now we've got Nick Almendares stepping to the plate. He is a junior, plays at third base. He grounded out last time to third base, and it is good to get some base runners
Early,
yes, with no outs.
Yeah, we had 3 base runners, but after 2 outs last inning.
That is right. Nick Almendares now stepping to the plate. Bottom part of our order, number 6 here. And there's a throw out from the catcher to first base, the runner back in time. It's 1 ball, no strikes on Almendares.
We should distract them. What we could do is we could put up a poster of the 3 little pigs, and when they go over to blow the house down, we'll score.
Just put on your hat. That'll work.
You're still
1-0. Here's the pitch. That one, a strike right down the middle, 1-1 on Almendares.
You started early, and you haven't let up.
You said you had to set the alarm early so you could make it to today's 5 o'clock game, right?
Yes. I was going to sleep in, but I couldn't.
And there's a strike called. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
It's not a great curveball, but it's almost like a changeup. It just kind of rolls in there, and you think it's going to be high, and it kind of drops.
He finds the strike zone a lot with that pitch.
He does.
And here's a fastball fouled out. That's an M&J fast loop foul ball. Count remains at 1-2 on Nick Almendares.
Well, we need to get this runner over to second one way or another.
Well, the bottom part of the order needs to come through here for us, Darren.
Yes, they do.
All right, Nick, batter number 6, a junior. And a count of 1-2. Here's Montgomery with the throw, and he misses up high and inside. That curveball did not break for him.
No. Well, kind of broke towards the batter's head.
Yes.
That's not good.
2-2 the count on Almendares. Here's the pitch, and that's a ground ball taken by the third baseman. There's 1 out, and they got a double play, they say. I don't know about that second out, but
I'm not sure. Very close. Another close play, I tell you. That's the one thing you can't have. You got to try to put the ball in play to the right side there.
All right, so there are 2 down as the umpires say they got a double play right there. Jandre Reyes stepping to the plate.
I'd have protested that a little bit, just for the grins.
That one is up high. 1 ball, no strikes on Reyes, the right fielder. Yeah, I don't know about that play. I think I would have protested that as well.
You know, you generally tie goes to the runner, and it looked like I thought we beat it by a little bit.
1 ball, 1 strike on Reyes here, who grounded out last time up. And there's a blooper base hit into right field by Reyes.
Well, we're hitting this pitcher, I tell you. They have made 6 plays in the field, close plays.
They really have.
And in 4 innings, 6 close plays on base runners.
Yep. And they get a double play in this inning to really take away some promising stuff that we had going. So now, what do we got here? We've got the Monahans coach talking to that home plate umpire once again. And
not sure what he's arguing.
Is he arguing interference at the plate or something? I don't know. Anyway, Jandre Reyes with a single. I mean, that was obviously a blooper out to right field for the single.
Yeah.
All right, Kyle Rojeto steps up to the plate for the Panthers, a senior left fielder. He flew out to second base his last time up for an out back in the 3rd inning. Well, this is the 4th batter that Montgomery has faced in this inning. We've got a runner at first with 2 outs. They did get a double play, however, which really bailed them out of that error that they committed. And here's a fake throw over to first base. The runner dives back in. Now takes a lead again. That's Reyes.
He's fast.
Yeah, he's got good speed. And here's a throw over to first.
Keep bothering him. Keep doing it.
All right, Kyle Rojeto waiting on his first pitch from Montgomery. Reyes takes his lead. Here he goes. And that is a foul ball up high. The first baseman gets under it and makes the catch in foul territory for out number 3. And that will do it for the Panthers in the 4th. We go to the 5th with no score between Fort Stockton and Monahans. Back in a moment.
This is Gilray Madrid, and we're excited to kick off another incredible school year. At Fort Stockton ISD, we know that success starts with showing up. Every day and every class counts.
I'm Dr. Ken Vogel, and we want to thank our parents, families, and community for supporting not just our athletes and performers, but all students in their journey to do their best. Let's continue supporting our students and schools to ensure they thrive both in school and beyond.
Together, we can all make this a great school year.
Are your insurance rates too high? At Fort Stockton Insurance, you're not stuck. We can shop within our own carriers to find the best deals. Do you know that we do more than property and auto? We do life, commercial, farm, and specialty insurance. Do you want to run on the field with the Baylor Bears, have an Aerolite plane or a vintage vehicle? We insure all of that. Need a bond or commercial insurance? We can help you there too. This is Pam at Fort Stockton Insurance. We're located at 901 West Dickinson, or give us a call at 336-8565.
All right, Darren, we're back, and I believe our score is tied at 0-0 here in our baseball game. And if I'm not mistaken, now we have, after 3 complete, Monahans and Fort Stockton in softball tied at 2-2.
Yes. It's a very even, Steven game. Hey, congrats to our boys. Track team came in 3rd. Really advanced quite a few runners.
We also have a softball score coming in. Andrews over Pecos 7-0 after 4 complete innings.
Strike 1.
All right, 0-1 on Branson Porras for Monahans. And that's a foul ball, so quickly 0-2 on Porras, their left fielder who walked his last time up. Let's see, we also have a score between the Seminole Maidens and Greenwood Rangerettes. It's Seminole 9, Greenwood 7 in the top of the 7th in softball. Have not gotten a final on that one yet. Here's a slow-moving grounder to our second baseman, and he plays it very well and throws to first in time for out number 1. And that will be Gama Corral throwing to Aiden Villarreal for out number 1.
Nice play. Always good to get that leadoff batter out.
And Jason Munoz Stepping up to the plate now for Monahans, a right-handed batter. He struck out his last time in the second. That one is down in the turf, 1-0 to Munoz. That was quite a ways down.
I like it. Jerry, great control today. Really, got a little concerned when he hit the first batter, but I think that was intentional.
That one is outside. It's 2-0. But Darren, he's right now at 56 pitches, and he's already with one out in the fifth. So it looks like he may be able to complete this game. We'll see. That's a strike, and it's 2-1 on Munoz. 6 strikeouts today for Jerry Diaz. And there's a base hit into right field by Jason Munoz.
I think that's their first hit.
That is the first hit of the ball game for the Lobos. Yes, it is. All right, Rylan White stepping to the plate for Monahans. He's the first baseman, and he reached base, let's see, on an error last time up. Remember, we dropped the ball at first base out of our glove.
I'm going to go out and yell lucky. Can I do that? Lucky. Strike one.
0-1 on Rylan White now.
He looks like a statue. Look at him looking over there at the dugout. They have signals. Those signals take about 5 minutes to get them in, and he would look like a statue there.
And that one is popped up, foul territory, and I don't believe it's going to be out of the park, so it'll be 0-2 on White. Well, yeah, you'd look pretty good yelling lucky if you had a 4-leaf clover and wearing that hat.
I know it.
Yeah.
It's a great hat, and people are going to want to buy this hat. They're going to I'll probably have it stolen off my head as I walk back to the parking lot.
Yeah, after all that we've been talking about it, yeah. 0-2. Here's the throw by Jerry. And
got away from the catcher, so the runner's going to advance to second.
That's a passed ball. That was certainly catchable, but that was a little inside, but should have been caught. That'll be a pass ball, which allows the runner to go to second. So a 1-out, a 1-2 count now on Rylan White, the 9th batter, and Monahans has a runner in scoring position at second base. Here's the pitch. That's down low, and the
2-2.
2-2, yeah. And Monahans goes back to the top of the order after this batter, by the way. Here's the pitch. That's down low and inside. It's now a full count on White.
Yeah, he's really looking, but Jerry will throw a strike here.
All right, full count. Here's the throw, and that is a foul tip, I believe. He stays alive, and it's still a full count on Rylan White.
I'm gonna write a disco song and call it "Staying Alive."
Yeah.
Staying alive.
Now,
staying alive.
Does my memory serve correctly, or did you say that already a couple of times in some previous games?
Well, that's my plan, is to write that.
All right, that is a caught ball in center field, a long fly ball by Rylan White, but caught by Rylan Nunez. The two Rylans there working against each other.
What are the odds of that?
Yeah. But that's 2 away, and here comes the lead batter for Monahans, Bo Inman.
Bo Inman.
He's the center fielder and a left-handed batter. Now, he did hit him with a pitch first time up, but then he struck him out in the third.
Yeah, that set him up for the strikeout. He's still afraid to stand in there.
Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 0-1 on Inman. And a runner aboard at second base with a single, and then a passed ball got him to second. 0-1 on Inman. Here's the lefty against the lefty. That's a swing and a foul ball against the screen. And it's 0-2 on Inman. I think Rylan hasn't had a strike. Jerry hasn't had a strikeout since the third inning, where he struck out a couple, and now we're in the fifth.
I don't like it when you make fun of my friend Jerry. That's mean.
What did I do?
He hadn't had a strikeout to the very condescending.
Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. And that's a strikeout. It doesn't matter. We overthrew the ball back to third base, but it's a strikeout for out number 3. And so that will do it for Monahans here in the top of the fifth. We'll be back with more Panther baseball in just a moment. Have you tried the delicious Jalisco-style Mexican food at the Guadalajara Mexican Grill recently? Their food and service is fast and top-notch. Plus, they're now offering some additions to their huge menu, including the carnitas plate and the fantastic molcajete with beef, chicken, and shrimp. They also now have delicious chicken wings spiced with mango, habanero, buffalo, or barbecue. Top it off with your favorite adult beverages and drinks and desserts. They also have daily specials, and you can dine in or call in orders at 336-6600. The Guadalajara Mexican Grill, 200 East 19th on the Imperial Highway.
If you or your spouse have been thinking about pre-planning your funerals, Heritage Funeral Home of the Big Bend has some very important news. Now is the best time to plan for your eternity and take the financial burden off your loved ones. If you already have a plan, let them review it with you. At Heritage Funeral Home of the Big Bend, they'll work with you so that your final requests are personalized just for you. Call or come by today at 301 North Main or message them on Facebook.
Hernandez Sanitation in Fort Stockton proudly serves a large portion of West Texas with sanitation services, including the oil field for portable toilets, holding tanks, septic tank service, grease trap service, or large roll-off trash containers. Contact Hernandez Sanitation today by calling owner and operator Joe Angel Hernandez at 432-336-3803. Hernandez Sanitation, a proud member of the Fort Stockton community, always supporting all the athletic and extracurricular activities in Fort Stockton schools.
Well, Darren, we do have a final score coming in from softball. And it looks like Andrews has defeated Pecos in softball 10-0 on the 10-run rule in 5 innings.
It's pretty good.
So Andrews is in, guarantees themselves for a tie for first place. They're at 5-2 now. Pecos drops to 1-6 in district play in softball. And that first pitch coming in is low and outside to Michael Patino, and it's 1-0. Montgomery, I believe, still on the mound for Monahans. Here's the throw. Curveball, that's popped up. It'll be out of the park, and that's going to be an M&J fast loop foul ball.
You know, he had that long hit, but it was just foul at his last at bat. I tell you, he's down the third base line, but just a few feet foul.
Here's the pitch, and it's a ball. It's 2-1. Well, Darren, we have out-hit Monahans today 6-1, but have been unable to score. 2-1. Here's the pitch, and it is fouled against the screen. 2-2 to Michael Patino. And Monahans has played good defense today. I'll say that.
Well, they have. They really have. They've made the plays when they had to, because we had the bases loaded, and we've had a runner at third.
We're scoreless. That pitch is too far inside. It's a full count on Patino.
Let's walk him. That'd be good. And then we'll be won't we be at the top of the order?
That is right.
Yeah. Down in the dirt. Down in the dirt.
Full count on Patino. Here's the throw, and it is outside, and it's a walk given up. Oh, no. He called it a strike.
Yeah.
He called it a strike, and it was, you know, you couldn't see much of that call from the umpire, but, yeah, he called it a strike, so it's out number 1.
Well, very late call, but here's our leadoff batter. He's 2 for 2. Isn't that right?
I believe that's right. And Darren, that's 2 strikeouts for Montgomery today. Curveball is a strike on Zane Natividad. It's 0-1. Natividad has had 2 singles today.
Did a nice job, I think, last time. He fell behind 0-2 and came back and got a hit.
And that's a long ball out to left field. And that's a miss by the center fielder. That'll be a base hit all the way for Zane Natividad. That's a double for Zane Natividad. Now, yes, it did hit the glove of that center fielder, but he was diving for it. That was a tough play to make. It's a double for Natividad.
Yeah, he wasn't going to. That was a great hit. Really nice effort by the center fielder, but he didn't have a chance. It would have been a miracle catch.
Bo Inman making a good attempt at it, but that is a double for Zane Natividad. All right, here comes Gama Corral at the plate with a runner in scoring position, and Gama has had a bunt, and then he's had a single, and that bunt was not successful in being a sacrifice. That one is up high. It is 1-0 to Gama Corral. But he also singled his last time up in the 3rd inning.
Yeah, you'd think with 7 hits we'd have 2 or 3 runs by now, but we have not been lucky on the base paths.
That was an M&J Trucking Company double just a moment ago by Zane Natividad. Here's the pitch, and that's inside. The ball gets away from the catcher momentarily, but our runner, Natividad, stays right there at second, and the count goes to 2-0 on Gama Corral.
All right, let's get a hit. Let's bring in a run.
Rylan Nunez on deck for the Panthers now. Let's see if the Panthers can finally get into the scoring column here with 7 base hits, 7-1 over Monahans in the hit department, but we've been unable to score. That one popped up. It'll be a foul ball brought to you by M&J Fast Lube. Count now 2-1 on Gama Corral. And let's see, 60 pitches, I believe, for Montgomery for Monahans now.
Yeah, he was cruising after a couple of innings because we ran ourselves out of those innings, but he's starting to pile up the pitches now.
All right, 2-1 now to Gama Corral. Here's the throw. That one is low and outside, now 3-1.
Well, let's walk him. That's great.
We've really not gotten ahead of the batter, the pitcher, too much in this game, honestly.
No, we've swung at a lot of pitches though, because we've hit a lot.
Yep. 3-1 now to Corral, and
the
pitcher takes a little bit of
time. They changed it to 2-2 on the scoreboard. I wonder if we missed one.
No, I don't know. I think it's 3-1, but who knows?
He's taking a long time on this pitch.
Yeah, they're trying to harass that second base runner out there a little bit. Now they get back in position. There's a ground ball, a base hit into left field. And here's Fort Stockton. We're going to hold up on the bases. Gama Corral will single out into left field, and we've got runners at the corners as Rylan Nunez steps to the plate. Monahans was getting ready to try to rocket that ball from left field into home plate.
Well, I think it's not bad because, any kind of fly ball ought to be able to bring the runner in.
Well, we do have one out here in the bottom of the 5th with runners at the corners for the Panthers at first and third base.
And a couple of big bats coming up.
All right, Rylan Nunez has singled twice against Montgomery, 2 for 2 today. He's the center fielder for the Panthers with our cleanup batter, Jerry Diaz, on deck. And the pitcher threatens to make a throw to first base, does not. I don't think that'd be too wise with a runner at third. But
yeah, I don't think he'll do it unless he's sure he can make a play.
All right, now it's Rylan Nunez. Here's the pitch, and here's a runner going to second base. He is in there for the steal. Stolen base by Gama Corral. Really they made the throw with a runner at third, kind of surprising.
It is, and it was a lollipop. We could have come in on that,
yep,
but
I think so.
But anyway, not bad. Runners at second and third with just one out, and really 2 good batters coming up.
Rylan Nunez now at 0-1 against Montgomery. Runners in scoring position with 1 out. Here's the pitch, and that one popped up, and it will be out of the park. A foul ball brought to you by M&J Fast Lube, and it's 0-2 on Nunez.
Well, we got to put the ball in play and get that run in. That's for sure.
Nunez 2 for 2 today with a couple of singles. See if we can bring in at least 1 run here.
Well, big hit in the gap would bring in both.
Yep. Rylan Nunez at 0-2. Here's the pitch. It's outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes as Montgomery tries.
Oh, they call that a strike?
Are you kidding me?
Oh, my goodness. That was wide. That was way wide.
Oh.
What a late call on an outside pitch.
Oh, boy.
That wasn't even close.
That wasn't even close.
Nope. That
that was a given that was going to be a ball.
Yeah.
My gosh.
That was 6 inches, 6 or 7 inches out of the strike zone.
Gerardo Diaz will step up to the plate, and Jerry Diaz, he's not had a base hit yet today. He grounded out, and then he flew out. He had a deep fly ball to center, but it was out.
That one hurts.
That one hurt. Right, here's the throw now from Montgomery. It's high and outside 1-0.
I think because he delayed the call till no one was looking, and then he must have whispered it. You're out. Because I didn't see any sign.
All right, 1 ball, no strikes on Jerry Diaz. Runners at second and third for the Panthers with 2 outs now.
Yeah, this pitcher's starting to really take a lot of time.
All right, 1-0 now to Jerry. Let's see what happens for the Panthers here with 2 runners aboard and now 2 outs. And he fakes a throw to third base.
He just maybe they're going to make a pitching change because they're really dragging this out.
All right, 1 ball, no strikes on Jerry. We've got Zane Natividad at third, Gama Corral at second. Here's the pitch. Fouled against the screen, and the count now 1-1 on Jerry Diaz. I don't know if we got any boos out there from that last strikeout call or not. I'm not sure, but
well,
we should have.
We should have. Yeah, that. I mean, it wasn't even close. I mean, that one was not close.
All right, 1-1 to Diaz. Brian Encinas on deck. Here's Montgomery with the next pitch, and it's down in the turf. And now it's 2-1 on Diaz. And you know, they may not throw Jerry a very good pitch, or they could walk him.
Yeah, I think they're going to pitch around him. They're probably not going to put anything close.
All right, 2 balls and a strike. And here's the throw. And that one almost hit the batter. I believe it did. Yes, it did. So we have bases loaded with 2 outs as Brian Encinas now steps to the plate. And Brian has flown out to second base, and he's reached base on an error, I believe.
Well, you know, they
hang on a second.
They weren't going to pitch to Jerry, and
do we have? Well, let's see. Is he getting another bat, or are we bringing in a different batter here?
Another batter. Number 11.
That'll be Landon Havens.
Up next for the Panthers is number 11, Landon Havens.
All right, Landon Havens stepping up to the plate now for the first time this afternoon.
Well, bases loaded, 2 outs. We've had the bases loaded, what, twice now, or do we have runners at second and third?
Well,
that time?
we did have bases loaded back in the 3rd inning. Yes, we did.
Yeah.
And that was that long fly ball by Jerry Diaz
Yep.
that was the final out with bases loaded. All right, Landon Havens comes in to bat for the first time. Here's the pitch, a curveball for a strike. And that was a pretty pitch.
That was a nice pitch. Let's see maybe a wild pitch back to the backstop, and let's get some runners advance.
Bases loaded on a double, a single, and a batter hit by a pitch. 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. Here's the pitch, outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. And, you know, I better not be saying what it is before the umpire makes his call because –
no kidding, that one. I mean, it was a ball. He didn't call it that, but it was ball 3.
1-1 on Landon Havens now. Pinch hitter coming in here for the Panthers. Bases loaded, 2 outs, bottom of the 5th, no score in our ball game. And here's Montgomery with the throw. High and inside. 2 balls and a strike.
Very good. Good eye.
All right, 2-1 now to Landon Havens.
This pitcher's starting to really take forever.
Yeah, he's taking a long time to deliver. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a hopper foul down the third base line. The count now goes to 2-2 after an M&J fast lube foul ball.
Big pitch.
We need to make something happen here, Darren.
Well, we really do. We've had a lot of hits, a lot of base runners, and nothing to show.
2 balls and 2 strikes. We've had low-scoring games, obviously, in the last couple we've played.
We have. We just haven't been able to scratch one across.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Havens. Bases loaded against Montgomery and the Lobos. That pitch down low and outside, and you never know with this umpire.
Man, yeah, because that identical pitch was called a strike.
3-2 now on Landon Havens.
Well, this will be interesting, you know.
Yep.
A walk, and we bring in a run. So he's got to be really careful with this.
Yep, that's true.
I don't know why the umpire's talking to him out there. That's odd.
All right, here we go. A full count pitch on Havens with bases loaded and 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th, no score. Here's Montgomery. And that is down low, and it'll be a run coming in as Landon Havens is walked.
Really a nice job. He followed that all the way down, and it was out of the strike zone. And now here comes the coach. We may have a pitching change.
All right, so the Panthers score the first run of our ball game, and it is now 1-0 with 2 outs and bases still loaded. We'll take a break. We'll be back in just a moment.
Always a good time at Joe's Place Cantina, located in historic downtown behind the Community Theater at 216 West 1st. Enjoy their tacos, tortas, and more, served in 3 areas, including a covered patio and backyard, while listening to a wide variety of music or watching the big game, including Fort Stockton Panther games. Go Blue! Joe's Place is open Wednesdays from 8 to 12, Thursdays through Saturday from 6 to 1, with family time and happy hour only from 6 to 8 p.m. Be sure to look at their Facebook page for upcoming events and information.
Julie's Easy Press Cleaners is ready to serve you with all your laundry cleaning needs. From drop-off to pickup, you'll enjoy not having to do the washing, drying, or pressing. It's done for you. Whether it's a party, office meeting, or lunch with friends, show up dressed for success. Because at Julie's Easy Press, they know when you look good, you feel good. Julie's Easy Press, 1101 North Front Street, or call 336-6601.
All right, we are back, and Monahans does not make a pitching change. They just made a visit to the mound, and that one is outside on Nick Almendaris, and it's 1-0. Nick, I believe, has grounded out twice, so he is 0 for 2. We've got bases loaded, 2 outs. It is now 1-0 Fort Stockton as Monahans walked in a run just a moment ago. And here's the pitch, down low. 2 balls and no strikes on Almendaris. He's at 77 pitches now, Darren, and bases loaded. We did have a couple of base hits in this inning, a batter hit by a pitch and a walk. So it's now 2-0. Montgomery taking the signals from his catcher, and now here's the next throw.
3-0.
That's a 3-0 count on Almendaris. One more, and I would imagine we'll take a couple of pitches here.
I imagine we'll take a pitch or 2. I would.
Could walk in another run. Fort Stockton now on top 1-0 in the ball game.
I'd show bunt and pull it back just to rattle him.
All right, here's the throw. That is a strike called right there, so it's 3-1 on Almendaris as the pitcher avoids the walk right there.
Can he throw 2 strikes in a row?
Gama Corral at third. We've got Jerry Diaz at second. And let's see, that could be a courtesy runner for Jerry. There's a strike called. It's now a full count. I believe we do have a courtesy runner, don't we, for Jerry at second?
I think so.
Yeah, Alonzo Urias is out there, I believe.
This will be a big pitch. Last time on 3-2, he walked a batter in.
All right, here's the full count pitch by Nick. Similar situation on the last batter. Here's the throw. Ground ball up the middle. That'll be a base hit for the Panthers. 1 run comes in, and here is a second run coming in. So it is now a 3-0 game. Fort Stockton on top on a single by Nick Almendaris. That's a big hit for Nick.
That's a big hit, and the pitcher, after walking, I tell you, he threw that one right down the middle. And Nick did what you do. He jumped on it. He drove it right back up the middle. Didn't try to do anything special with it. What a great job of hitting by Nick.
So now we have a 3-0 game. Fort Stockton in the lead. And Jandre Reyes stepping to the plate. We've got runners at first and second with 2 outs.
Got a pitcher that's thrown a lot of pitches this inning.
This is the 8th batter coming to the plate in this inning. That one is fouled out. Count goes to 0-1 on Reyes. That's an M&J fast lube foul ball. And Jandre is 1 for 2 today with a single back in the 4th inning. He also grounded out in the 2nd.
We need another hit. Get another run in.
That was an M&J Trucking Company base hit there by Nick Almendaris, which brought in 2 runs. And there's a fake throw.
Man, he's
Was that a balk?
No, he stepped off, I believe, but that's about 4 fake throws I think he's made, and he's taking forever now.
All right, 0-1 to Jandre Reyes, and we've got runners at first and second with 2 outs. Fort Stockton now leading Monahans 3-0. That pitch way over the head of the batter, and it's now 1-1 as Reyes, if he hadn't ducked, he probably would have gotten hit. 1 ball, 1 strike on Reyes, the right fielder, with Kyle Rojetto on deck, I believe. Here's the pitch, and that's way inside. Almost hit the batter. It's 2-1.
I think he called that a strike.
No.
Yes, he did.
Oh, my goodness.
He called that a strike.
Unbelievable.
I know. That's just crazy. Our fans need to just voice some disapproval, I think, from time to time.
That was ridiculous. 1 ball and 2 strikes. All right, here's Montgomery with the 1-2 pitch now. That one is outside.
Oh, my
he called it a strike again?
Oh, my. Wow.
All right, well, that'll do it for the 5th. It is now 3-0 Fort Stockton leading. We'll be back in a moment.
Hey, Fort Stockton. Hungry for a deal that satisfies every craving? K-Bob Steakhouse has you covered with a 2 for $20 meal deal. That's right, choose a starter like crispy potato skins, cheesy quesadilla or zesty fried pickles, and pair it with an entree. The juicy 6-ounce sirloin, crispy catfish platter, or maybe the hearty chicken fried steak. The choice is yours. Your entree also comes with your choice of sides, baked potato fries, or green beans, all for $20. So grab your friends, family, or come solo and treat yourself at K-Bob Steakhouse in Fort Stockton. Come by today. M&J Trucking Services supports our Fort Stockton Panther and Prowler athletic teams and wants you to know that there's a locally owned and operated oilfield trucking company that can handle your vacuum truck and water hauling in the surrounding area. It's M&J Trucking in Fort Stockton, offering 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week vacuum truck and water hauling service. Contact M&J Trucking today at 290-4510. M&J Trucking, owned and operated by Martin Ibarra, proudly supporting the Fort Stockton Panthers and Prowlers. Need a quick, efficient oil change? M&J Fast Lube at 116 West Dickinson is here to serve you. Martine and Julia Ibarra invite you to stop by. They have great service, and they offer auto oil and lube services with the top major oil brands. They also offer state inspections and vehicle washing and cleaning, or you can get your vehicle completely detailed. It'll look like you just bought it. That's M&J Fast Lube, 116 West Dickinson, supporting Panther and Prowler sports. Go Blue! The Pecos County State Bank has been serving Fort Stockton, Pecos County, and the surrounding area since 1926 with local, customer-friendly banking services. They also have branches in Sanderson, Sierra Blanca, and Van Horn. The Pecos County State Bank is proud to support the Fort Stockton Panther and Prowler sports teams by sponsoring sports broadcasts on KFST and sponsoring video streaming services with the radio broadcast on YouTube. Go Panthers and Prowlers from the Pecos County State Bank. All the bank you'll ever need. Member FDIC.
All right, here's Hayden Montgomery knocking one into right field, and that will be a single for Montgomery, and he is aboard as the leadoff batter here in the 6th inning.
Yes, that's the pitcher. He's not very fast unless they pinch run. I don't think he's much of a threat, but that's just, I believe, their second base hit.
All right, Joseph Vinzer steps to the plate, the shortstop. He's had 2 strikeouts today against Jerry Diaz. That first pitch is down low for ball number 1. Paul, we had some strike calls in that last inning that were unbelievable.
Yeah, both strikeouts were way out of the zone.
Here's the pitch. That's down low. 2 balls and 1 strike to Vinzer. But Fort Stockton did manage to score 3 runs on 3 hits and left 2 on base in that last inning. There's a pop-up, goes to the shortstop, and we cannot get the double play. We almost did, but,
yeah, just couldn't hang on.
I don't know if the first baseman was a bit off the bag or not.
He just didn't come up with the ball down in the dirt.
Yeah.
And
we almost got the double play as Hayden Montgomery did not get back to base very quickly.
No, he's not a speedy base runner.
All right, now we have Nathan Marcus stepping to the plate for Monahans, the cleanup batter and the third baseman. He is 0 for 2 this afternoon with a strikeout and a fly out to right. Oh, there's an underthrow to first base by Jerry Diaz. The runner will go to second very easily there.
Well, that's the second time they've had maybe third. They've only had a runner reach second base a couple times, and both of them have been on, I think one was on a pass ball, and now that one on a bad throw to first.
All right, so that's an error on the throw to first, and that one is fouled out by Nathan Marcus. Count is 0-2 on Marcus, again, who struck out and flew out to right field. So we've got Hayden Montgomery now at second. Here's the pitch, a swing and a miss, and that'll be a strikeout for Jerry Diaz. And out number 2, strikeout number 7 tonight for Jerry.
Good job, Jerry. That's a big one. Got 2 outs.
All right, Aiden Shoemaker steps to the plate now for Monahans, batter number 5 in the order, the second baseman. And he is 0 for 2 tonight with 2 groundouts. Here's the throw. That's a strike called. It's 0-1 on Shoemaker. Fort Stockton now leading this game 3-0 against Monahans, top of the 6th inning. And here's the throw. That's a foul against the screen. Count goes to 0-2 on Shoemaker with Jaden Hernandez on deck.
Evidently, his dad makes all his footwear. Who knew?
Oh. And here's going to be a ground ball to shortstop. And we make a throw over in time to first base for out number 3, and Monahans leaves one stranded. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Fort Stockton leading 3-0. Back in a moment.
Permian Basin Abstract Company is located at 600 West Dickinson and is available to handle all your real estate closings. They have a full-service title company and are experts at handling all the tricky parts of title work. Great customer service is their #1 goal with local manager Penny McKnight. Permian Basin Abstract has locations in Andrews, Seminole, Pecos, and the local office in Fort Stockton to serve all area West Texas counties and have all records available. Call 432-336-3301 or go by Permian Basin Abstract, corner of Monahans Highway and Dickinson Boulevard.
At Ram Country Fort Stockton, we have master certified techs, extended service hours, huge service capacity for your Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. It all adds up to same-day service. Get it fixed right. Get it fixed quick. Ram Country's got a huge inventory of parts and certified technicians to get you back on the road. No games, no gimmicks, just same-day service. Plus, no wait time, no appointment necessary. Drive out today or visit RamCountryFortStockton.com.
If you're needing personal attention to your medical needs, visit Salceda Urgent Care and Family Medicine in Fort Stockton at 703 North Main. They can help with life's little urgencies that cannot wait for an appointment. They provide urgent care, hormone optimization for men and women, vitamin supplements, family medicine, chronic care for all ages, including cholesterol treatment, blood pressure, diabetes, thyroid optimization, and treat many other conditions. Call for appointments 360-3029. Walk-ins are welcome at 703 North Main.
All right, we're back. Darren, we've got Kyle Rojetto, I believe, stepping up to the plate. Yes, he's a senior and playing in left field, batter number 8, and he has flown out twice to second base and to first base tonight. Michael Patino is on deck.
Well, I'd tell them, if there's a pitch that's within 6 inches of the plate on that wide side, you better swing at it because we're not going to get that.
Well, it's not been that consistent, but certainly we've gotten some raw calls back in that 5th inning in particular. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a nice one out to left field by Kyle Rojetto. He jumps on that first pitch, Darren, for a beautiful M&J Trucking Company base hit out to left.
Yep. Glad the good news is I wore my lucky hat to the ballpark today.
Well, we may have to put that in service,
Yes.
If it's the lucky hat.
The lucky hat.
Yeah.
Well, this hat's used to this kind of weather. This is Scottish weather.
Yes,
this is a Scottish hat.
That's why
it looks very Scotch outside.
That's why we're doing so well,
Yes.
The hat fits the weather.
The hat fits the weather.
Michael,
Jerry's mom tried to steal my hat in the last inning, and I don't appreciate that.
Michael Patino stepping up to the plate, Darren, our freshman catcher. He has struck out twice tonight. There's a move over to first by Montgomery, and the runner back in time, that's Kyle Rojetto.
Yeah, let's not get picked off here because this pitcher doesn't want to pitch. All he wants to do is fake throws.
Well, he just threw another one over to first base, the runner back in time. Here's the throw, and a swing and a miss by Patino, and it's 0-1. Well, we're back to the top of the order with Zane Natividad coming up after Patino. It's 0-1. Here's the throw, and a swing and a miss. Count goes to 0-1. All of our teams playing early today, trying to get all these games out of the way due to possible weather problems.
It is kind of misty a little bit. It's 0-2 on the batter.
Last we heard, Fort Stockton and Monahans were tied 2-2 in softball. And that was ball one, I believe, on Michael Patino, and they throw it out to first base by the catcher, and runner back in time.
See if we get the bat on the ball here.
We did have a final Seminole winning today 10-8 over Greenwood in softball. So Greenwood drops to 4-3. Seminole improves to 5-2. So now Seminole and Andrews tied for first place in the softball standings. All right, here's Patino with a 1-2 count, a swing and a miss, and a strikeout. So that is 3 strikeouts tonight for Patino. And we've got Zane Natividad stepping up to the plate now. Natividad has had 3 base hits tonight, 3 for 3, 2 singles and a double. He also scored a run back in the 5th inning.
He's got more hits than the whole Monahans team.
Yeah. All right, here's Zane Natividad with a runner at first and 1 out now. Back to the top of the order for the Panthers. That one way outside. Was it outside, umpire? Yes, I guess it was. 1-0.
Yes. The seeing eye dog barked twice, which means ball.
1 ball, no strikes to Natividad. Runner at first base, and that's Kyle Rojetto. Here's the throw. And a check swing, but he did not go around, so it's 2-0 to Natividad.
He's really played well today. And
Kyle Rojetto with an M&J Trucking Company base hit to start the inning. He's at first with 1 out. 2-0 now. Here's Montgomery with the pitch way outside. And it's now 3-0 to Natividad.
Yeah, this pitcher will be at 100 pitches here in another batter maybe.
He's got 93 pitches right now. All right, 3-0 to Natividad. And here's the throw. That hit the batter. I believe it grazed him on his chest right there, so that is a batter hit by a pitch.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to last much longer. Here comes the coach. This is his second trip to the mound, so he's out.
Nevertheless, I mean, it would have been ball 4 anyway.
It would have been ball 4.
All right, and here comes a visit to the mound, and we'll be back with more Panther baseball in just a moment.
Sawyer Insurance Agency has 5 locations in West Texas to serve you, including 706 West Dickinson in Fort Stockton and 1502 South Stockton Avenue in Monahans, along with offices in Pecos, Midland, and Lubbock. They offer the most complete line of commercial and personal insurance from workers' comp, general liability, business and personal auto, commercial property, equipment, oil and gas, farm and ranch, and home insurance. Contact Clyde, Nathan, or Travis Sawyer today by calling 336-7543 or 943-9600. The Steakhouse Restaurant announces the addition of a very affordable express lunch, served Monday through Friday from 11 to 2, priced at only $7.99. It's fast and affordable with perfect portions. The lunch choices include 2 cheese enchiladas with rice and beans, 2 beef tacos with rice and beans, 2 chicken flautas with rice and beans, half a quesadilla, beef or chicken with rice and beans, a chicken breast with long green chili, rice and cucumber salad, or a half chicken fried steak with mashed potatoes and cucumber salad. Come by, sample the express lunch at the Steakhouse, 1100 West Dickinson. When you need supplies in the oil field, the choice is clear. Choose Triple G Supply and Services in Fort Stockton. They have all the oil field supplies you need, including general oil field supplies, PVC pipe and fittings, hydraulic hoses, generators, safety equipment, household supplies, and much more. They also have roustabout services available. Triple G Supply and Services is right here in Fort Stockton at the west end of Dickinson at 1048 Crockett Avenue. Delivery is available to your location. Call 336-8280 for Triple G Supply and Services. Doctors Josh Pass, Brian Cherry, and Hewlin Pass are optometrists serving the West Texas area. Visit West Texas Eye Care at 605 North Main in Fort Stockton or 611 South Oak in Pecos. They offer complete and thorough eye examinations for the whole family, including therapeutic optometry, eyeglasses, contact lenses, laser surgery consultation, and screenings for macular degeneration and diabetes with an in-office lab. Call to make an appointment today in Fort Stockton at 336-3662 or in Pecos 445-3662.
All right, we're back with more Panther baseball. Monahans making a pitching change. Hayden Montgomery is now going to be playing the shortstop position, and they're bringing in Nathan Marquez to pitch for the Lobos. I'm not sure where Vinzer, the shortstop, went. Vinzer, let's see here. He's number 15. So
where is he?
He might have gone to third base. I'm not sure. Nevertheless, we have Gama Corral up to the plate now for the Panthers, who's gone 2 out of 3 tonight. He had a bunt fielder's choice back in the first, then 2 straight singles in the third and the fifth. And here is a fly ball to left field on the first pitch by Gama, and that will be an out. That'll be out number 2. And Fort Stockton with 2 base runners here, Darren.
Yeah, we needed to advance those. That was tough break. Got the bat on it, but just didn't drive it very far.
And so Rylan Nunez will step to the plate. Now Rylan has gone 2 for 3 tonight, 2 singles and a strikeout his last time up. And facing the new pitcher here for Monahans, Nathan Marquez. Runners aboard at first and second now with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Panthers leading 3-0. And that pitch misses. It's going to be 1-0.
That's a better pitch than several we've seen called strike. A lot better.
All right, 1-0 to Rylan Nunez. Are there lights out on the scoreboard? Is that why it looks like a 7 instead of a 0?
Maybe.
And that is 2-0 to Rylan Nunez. Looks like that, supposed to be a 0.
It's a 0.
But it's the lights are out, so it looks like a 7. All right, 2-0 to Rylan Nunez now. Here's the throw. Curveball misses up high. Now it's 3-0, is it not?
It is 3-0. Got a chance to load the bases again on this new pitcher.
And I'm not sure what our softball score is, but that's a close game over there between Fort Stockton and Monahans. 3-0. Fort Stockton is leading 4-2. What inning is that? The what? Top of the 7th, okay. So it's now 3-1 to Rylan Nunez. All right, here's the throw by Marquez. Ground ball, base hit into left field by Rylan Nunez. And Darren, he's done it again, and that will load the bases. We're not able to bring in a run on that play.
Yeah, he would be. The only one was that strikeout on an outside pitch. Rylan's played very well. And what a clutch hit. Now let's get a big hit. Jerry's due one over the fence right here.
Yeah, you're right. Jerry Diaz steps to the plate, and he is 0 for 2. He grounded out to the catcher, and then, of course, he flew out to center field, and then he was hit by a pitch. He did score, though, or his courtesy runner did, back in the 5th inning.
Yeah, he had it would have gone out, but the wind is blowing in. It held it up just enough. It was to the warning track.
Looks like we're getting a little bit of mist and drizzle here. And here's a long ball out to left field. Look out. And that one is out of the park. Is that right? Or did they? Yeah, that's a grand slam home run by Jerry Diaz. That will score 4 runs for the Fort Stockton Panthers. A grand slam homer for Jerry Diaz over the left field fence.
Well, that was great. Like I said, he had a deep shot but into the wind at center field, and it went to the warning track, but he got all of that one, and he crushed it to left field and over the fence.
7-0 now. The Panthers leading Monahans in the bottom of the 6th inning. Boy, that was very nice.
We needed that, and that's with 2 outs.
So number 11, Landon Havens, coming up to the plate now. He took over batting in the last inning, got a walk back in the 5th.
And an RBI with that walk.
Yes. All right, so grand slam homer by Jerry Diaz. There's a pitch that is down low. 1 ball, no strikes to Landon Havens. Still 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th, but Jerry has just brought in a grand slam home run. And that one is fouled against the screen, and that's an M&J fast loop foul ball. That grand slam homer brought to you by M&J Trucking. Base hit by Gerardo Diaz, and brought in 4 runs with bases loaded.
His mom's here passing out $10 bills after that big hit. So if you didn't get one, you better get by the press box now before she runs out of money. But
well,
she's pretty happy.
That's Landon Havens, who jumps out of the way of that ball, and it's 2-1. Well, our Prowlers were leading 4-2 in the top of the 7th against Monahans. So
that's good news.
Don't know if it's final yet, but Monahans would be batting if it were the top of the 7th. Here's a ground ball picked up by the first baseman, and he holds the ball up and tags first base to retire the Panthers. But the Panthers now leading 7-0 as we go to the top of the 7th inning. Monahans' last chance at bat, with the mist beginning to come down here in Fort Stockton. We'll be back in just a moment.
At Weiss Tire Pros, they've been servicing vehicles reliably for generations. They're family owned and operated for over 35 years, and they're here to make certain your cars and trucks keep their promise to you. They're more than just tires, offering full automotive services, so they keep you focused on the road ahead. They carry all major tire brands. For whatever you drive, Weiss Tire Pros has a tire to fit your needs. With Weiss Tire Pros, they're here to help keep you safe on the road. Visit the store today in Fort Stockton. Weiss Tire Pros. Love the drive.
Alamo Tire and Auto Repair, now in their new location at 2709 West Dickinson, offers a new and unique $5 club. A low monthly membership includes so many advantages on repairing your vehicle, like a 25% discount on the postage shop hourly rate, a 12-month or 12,000-mile warranty on parts and labor on most repairs, and many services for just $5 and other services for free. Check out the $5 Club today at www.pay5dollars.com at Alamo Tire and Auto Repair, 2709 West Dickinson.
Hey Panther fans, this is Rudy Franco with Amistad Motors, inviting you to come out and take a look at our pre-owned inventory. We have a good selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs. We have several certified pre-owned units that come with an extended warranty. So if you are in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, drive on over to 2110 West Dickinson or give us a call at 336-9000. Amistad Motors, friends serving friends. Go Blue!
When you need the best and most expert real estate agent, Angie Miles is your local professional with many years of experience. Angie is knowledgeable and keeps up with all area properties. She has over 30 years of sales experience and serves Fort Stockton and other towns like Pecos and Alpine. Angie can show any listing and can list your property right away, including residential, commercial, or farm and ranch properties, and offers property management. Contact Angie Miles today, Turnkey Realty, 804 North Main, or call 432-290-8038.
All right, we're back, and I believe we have the second ball just thrown in there by Jerry Diaz. I believe
new
it's
pitcher.
2-0.
New pitcher, number
do we?
14.
Oh, okay, got a new pitcher. All right.
14.
And that's Rylan Nunez.
Rylan Nunez.
Okay.
Jerry didn't throw that many pitches. They may be saving him up for another game.
And it's 3-0 now to Jaden Hernandez. That is a strike called right there, so it makes the count now 3-1. Rylan Nunez coming in to pitch here in the 7th inning, so that means we have a new center fielder out there.
Yes, we do.
And that is a ground ball foul up the third base side, and it's now...
That's Jerry, I believe, in center.
Jerry Diaz, okay.
Yep.
So a direct switch right there. Full count on Jaden Hernandez. Fort Stockton now leading in the top of the 7th, 7-0. Here's the pitch, and it's a walk given up. Rylan Nunez issues a walk. And by the way, the Fort Stockton Prowler softball team has defeated Monahans today.
Yes.
That's a big win.
It's a big win.
4-2. Fort Stockton defeats Monahans. Also, Andrews today in softball defeated Pecos 10-0, and it was Seminole over Greenwood 10-8. So here are the updated, and by the way, here's a courtesy runner coming in for Monahans. That'll be Logan Basewicks.
Logan Base Runner.
Yes. All right. Now, the updated district standings, Andrews all alone in first place at 5-2. No, Seminole shares the lead with them at 5-2. Greenwood and Monahans now at 4-3. Fort Stockton now at 2-5, and Pecos now at 1-6.
Well, the big win.
Here's the pitch. That one is inside and low. 1 ball, no strikes on Branson Porras. 1-1.
Let's get a double play. Let's get a double play right here.
1-1 the count, I suppose. All right, here's the next throw by Diaz. That's a ground ball, hard to handle. And here's Rylan Nunez. I said Diaz, but it's Rylan Nunez pitching. That is an out. Is it an out at first base, or did they say?
Said he came off the bag.
He came off the bag. All right, is it an error on the throw? I guess it would be.
Wow.
All right, so runners at first and second for the Lobos with nobody out. And now Jason Munoz steps to the plate. So Rylan Nunez pitching now in relief of Jerry Diaz. There's a strike, and it's 0-1.
Rylan, a very good pitcher, but got us in a little bit of a jam right there. We don't want to give any runs back.
Munoz has one of the base hits for Monahans today, is batter number 8. Here's the pitch from Nunez. Ground ball up the first base, third base line.
Goodness.
There's a bad throw back to second base. We did get the lead runner, however, did we not? And we're throwing it all over the field here.
Yes, I tell you that 2 bad throws have cost us an out and a couple of bases.
All right, so Monahans still with runners at second and third and just 1 out. We just got the 1 out on that play.
Yeah. He tagged third and then had an easy double play to second and just made a bad throw.
All right, the last batter, I believe, steps up. Rylan White, the last one in the order, and he's reached base on an error and flown out to center. Here's the pitch by Nunez. It's up a little high. Count goes to 2-0, I believe, on White. A walk, a couple of errors, a fielder's choice. And Monahans has 2 runners aboard with no outs, but they have not yet scored. It is 7-0 Panthers, and that's a strike called, and it's now 2-1. We're in the top of the 7th inning. Fort Stockton with a 7-run lead, and our Prowlers defeated Monahans today 4-2. There's a swing and a miss, and the count goes to 2-2 on White.
We need a strikeout right here. That would be the best thing we could do.
And here's the throw. That is fouled out of the park. It's 2-2. Now the softball finals today, Fort Stockton defeats Monahans 4-2. Andrews defeats Pecos 10-0. Seminole defeats Greenwood 10-8. And here's a fly ball, and that's going to drop for a base hit. 1 run will score for the Lobos, and we mishandled the ball there at third base on the throw in from center field. 1 run will score for the Lobos. And that will be a blooper single there for Rylan White.
Got a visit here to the mound.
Got runners at the corners, and we do have a visit to the mound. We'll be back in a moment.
Airlawn Furniture is Fort Stockton's newest destination for furniture, appliances, mattresses, electronics, and more. They've been serving Pecos for over 30 years and look forward to doing the same for the lovely people of Fort Stockton. Enjoy free local delivery and installation, monthly specials, lease-to-own options with no credit needed. Visit them in-store at 1206 West Dickinson next to Lowe's, or call 432-299-1181 or online at airlawnfurniture.com. Make the quality choice, Panther and Prowler fans. Choose Airlawn. Se habla español. Do you know where you can get a great lunch special for a very affordable price? At Bienvenido's Mexican food restaurant, of course. Their lunch special is served Monday through Friday during lunchtime. Monday is the grilled chicken salad. Tuesday is the taco plate. Wednesday, it's Bienvenido's nachos. Thursday, it's the hamburger basket. And Friday, it's the enchilada plate. You can come by Monday through Saturday from 9 to 11 a.m. for a delicious Mexican-style breakfast. Bienvenido's open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 405 West Dickinson.
All right, we're back, and now Bo Inman, the leadoff batter for Monahan, steps to the plate. He is 0 for 2 today, 2 strikeouts, and he was also hit by a pitch. That one is fouled against the screen by Inman, and it goes to 0-1. Runners are at the corners for Monahans, Darren, with just 1 out, and Fort Stockton leading the game 7-1 here in the top of the 7th inning. And here's Rylan Nunez pitching now for the Panthers in relief of Jerry Diaz. There's a strike called in the low part of the zone, and it's 0-2. That was a good pitch.
It's a great pitch.
I believe Hayden Montgomery is on deck. Well, it might not be. Yeah, I guess it is. And that one is outside a bit, so it is 1-2. Inman, a left-handed batter, facing another lefty here in Rylan Nunez. All right, here's the throw. That one low and inside.
That's a strike.
Oh, it's a strike.
He
okay.
likes that. He likes that. That's
all right.
He's out.
There's 2 outs now.
I was talking to Jerry's dad a little bit. He reminds me of Uncle Rico in Napoleon Dynamite. He was like, if the coach would have just put me in, I would have struck out all 27 batters. You know, I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what he said.
All right, Hayden Montgomery steps to the plate. He's now playing shortstop. Of course, he was the starting pitcher for Monahans, but is now playing shortstop. He's at bat with 2 outs. That pitch inside, and I believe we have a new catcher in the ballgame too, don't we?
I don't think so.
I think we do.
Doesn't look.
Anyway.
Okay, maybe.
Maybe, I don't know. 1-0. I can't see his number. That's a throw out to first base. Yeah, good throw. Is it number 6, Nick Sotelo? I don't know. 2-0 to Hayden Montgomery with 2 outs. We need 1 more out to win this game for the Panthers, and there's a strike. It's now 2-1. Rylan Nunez now on the mound in relief. Runners at the corners for Monahans. 2 outs. That one is a foul ball out of the park, and the count evens up at 2-2 on Montgomery.
What number's Bubba? If he's 0, I think that's who it is.
Well, that's who it is, yeah. He's number 0. All right, 2-2 to Montgomery. Here's the pitch. Fouled against the screen. He stays alive at 2-2.
2-2. But 1 run is in, and we really
missed beginning to fall here in Fort Stockton. It's started about 15-20 minutes ago. Some more missed. There's one that's down in the turf, and now it's 3-2 on Montgomery.
Reminds me of my native Scotland.
Yes, I
This
know.
is just an average day there.
3-2. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball down the first base side. Still 3-2 on Montgomery. Panthers need 1 more out for the win here today. Last time our game against Monahans went into extra innings to 9, I believe. And the Panthers won that one 11-3. This would only be the 2nd district win for the Panthers, but it'll be an important one. 3-2. Here's the pitch. Down in the turf, and a walk is given up. So bases are loaded now for Monahans with just 2 outs, and Joseph Vinzer, I believe, stepping to the plate. Yes, it is. And he is 0 for 3 today, 2 strikeouts, and a fly out to shortstop.
0 for Vinzer.
Yes. There's a swing and a miss by Vinzer. The count goes to 0-1. Rylan Nunez, a lefty, pitching for the Panthers right now in relief of Jerry Diaz, who pitched most of the game. And did he call a timeout? I believe he did before that pitch. So I don't believe that pitch counted. Yeah, it's no pitch. It's 0-1. Bases loaded for Monahans. Here's the pitch. That's a strike called. It's 0-2. on Vinzer. Now, let's see if Ryland can get the win. Here we go. With the pitch, that one fouled up, and it's still 0-2. He stays alive.
Sounds like you. Fouled up.
I thought you meant staying alive.
Oh,
Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and a strikeout by Ryland Nunez will end the game, and the Panthers get the district win over Monahans by a score of 7-1. And we'll be back in just a moment with more Panther baseball after this.
From the borders of the Rio Grande, through the Badlands of New Mexico, and all across the Permian Basin, those who need quality concrete delivered on time and within budget choose Big Bend Concrete. Whether they're pouring a slab for a commercial structure or a specialized pour in the middle of nowhere drilling site, Big Bend Concrete takes pride in getting the job done right the first time. So call 432-837-7179. Big Bend Concrete. Solid.
Hi, Dr. Boyne-Pauly here. Are you ready to transform your body and feel your best? At RA Radiance Med Spa, we're more than just beauty, we're physician-led wellness. From medically supervised weight loss to energy-boosting IV therapy, we're here to support you every step of the way with personalized treatments that work. Plus, indulge in rejuvenating facials and smooth away wrinkles with Botox for a refreshed, youthful look. A healthy, more radiant you is within reach, all in one place. For more information, please call us at 432-360-0248 or visit raradiancemedspa.com.
Buck's Loop Center is located at 310 West Dickinson in Fort Stockton. They feature quick oil changes, multi-point vehicle checks, inspection stickers, and fuel filters for all vehicles, specializing in mobile oil but with Motorcraft also in stock. Buck's Loop Center is open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. Remember, for reasonable prices and great service, it's Buck's Loop Center, 310 West Dickinson, Fort Stockton. They hope to serve you on every oil change.
All right, as we come back to play here, well, we're ending this game. I don't know if it looks like they're going to try to play a JV game tonight. But the Panthers have won this game, a very important win for Fort Stockton in district play. We needed it very badly.
Really
A
is.
7-1 win over Monahans. Monahans had one run on just 4 hits allowed by the Panthers. They commit 2 errors in the game, and they leave 8 on base tonight. Monahans scored their only run in the top of the 7th inning. Fort Stockton, 7 runs on 12 hits tonight. We commit 3 fielding errors, and we leave 6 on base. Panthers scored 3 runs in the 5th and 4 more runs in the 6th on a grand slam by Jerry Diaz, where bases were loaded at that point. So the Panthers do get a big win, 7-1, over the Monahans Lobos. And Darren, our district standings now, we improved to 2-4 in district play, while Monahans drops to 1-5. I believe we did have Andrews defeating Pecos today, and I don't think we've gotten a final yet, maybe on the Seminole Greenwood baseball game. That's about the only one that's not final yet. But it is a big win, Darren, for the Panthers. Jerry Diaz pitched through about, 6 innings, I believe. Do we have
Greenwood 2-0 over Seminole baseball final? I don't know if
is that a final?
That's what it says here. Yeah. Greenwood 2, Seminole nothing baseball final.
All right, so we do have that one going final as well.
These were big wins by both Prowlers and Panthers. We needed to win, especially for the Prowlers. That's must-win time. They've got to probably win out. But, both teams played very well.
Yes. Now let's take a look at, I told you Jerry Diaz pitched through 6 innings, and Rylan Nunez came in the 7th to pitch. Zaina Tibidad went 3 for 3 at the plate today with a double and 2 singles. Gama Corral went 2 for 4 with a couple of singles. Rylan Nunez going 3 for 4 today with 3 singles, and kind of got ripped off on one strikeout call. Nick Almendares went 1 for 3 with a single. Jandre Reyes went 1 for 3 with a single. Kyle Rojero also going 1 for 3 with a single.
What did Jerry do?
Oh, yes, of course, Jerry went 1 for 3 today with a grand slam home run. I forgot about the home run there. Yeah, and that's one of the biggest plays of the day. So, a total of I've got 12 hits today for the Panthers.
It really was. Probably should have scored a little earlier. Got picked off on the base paths, but you know what? Monahans, I thought, fielded the ball really well, made some great throws. But Panthers kept hitting the pitcher and finally broke through.
Yeah. So the Panthers win this one today, 7-1, and the Seminole Indians, I believe you said, got the win, or did they lose?
They got
today?
beat 2-0.
Got beat 2-0 by Greenwood, I guess,
yes,
today.
They did.
And then Fort Stockton wins today 7-1.
What are those standings again? I missed it.
All right, so let's see.
Give me the updated standings.
Well, let me
figure
this out.
He's got to pull off his shoe and use some toes to count these high numbers.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
The updated district standings in baseball: Andrews now at 5-1, Seminole and Greenwood now at 4-2, and then we've got Pecos and Fort Stockton tied for fourth place at 2-4, and then Monahans drops to 1-5 and go into sixth place. Now the updated softball standings: Andrews now at 5-2, along with Seminole at 5-2. Greenwood and Monahans now at 4-3. Fort Stockton at 2-5, and Pecos at 1-6.
Well, and who do we play next? Is it Pecos? We'll play Pecos next.
Maybe it'll be Pecos on the road next Tuesday, I believe.
Okay.
All right, that's going to wrap it up from Panther Field in Fort Stockton. The JV game in baseball about to take place. So we'll see you next Tuesday with Prowler Softball live from Pecos.
You've been listening to Fort Stockton High School Panther Baseball on KFST, AM and FM, KFSTradio.com, and KFST's YouTube page. Panther Baseball has been brought to you by Alamo Tire and Auto Repair, Angie Miles at Turnkey Realty, Airlawn Furniture, Appliance, and Outdoor, Amistad Motors, Bienvenidos Mexican Food Restaurant, Big Ben Concrete, RA Radiance Med Spa, Bucks Loop Center, Cactus Health Services, Citibank, Concept Inc., Contessa Ready Mix, CTG Express, Designer Carpets and Interiors, the First National Bank, by Fort Stockton ISD, Fort Stockton Insurance Agency, the Guadalajara Mexican Grill, Heritage Funeral Home, Hernandez Sanitation, Joe's Place and Cantina, Julie's Easy Press, K-Bob Steakhouse, M&J Trucking, M&J Fast Lube, Pecos County State Bank, Permian Basin Abstract, Ram Country of Fort Stockton, Salcedo Family Medicine and Urgent Care, Sawyer Insurance Agency, the Steakhouse Restaurant, by Triple G Oilfield Supply, West Texas Eye Care, and by Weiss Tire Pros. Thanks for tuning in for Panther